So, welcome to our second feature match of the night. This time we got Andrew, who I'm watching from his point of view, playing, as you can see, a broker's deck, and against Ryan D, and Zeke is going to be looking at from his point of view. So, what do we have going on for Ryan in his hand here? Uh-oh. I think Zeke might have been having some microphone troubles, but...
Baby troubles.
Oh, no problem.
We're here. We are holding a baby, so there might be squeaks.
Okay.
We kept a hand with a bunch of lands and double Agrella, along with that Riveteer's Decoy.
Okay. So Andrew has a bunch of lands in his hand. He has a Darling of the Masses, the 4-drop Citizen in green-white. He has a Security Bypass and a Halo Fountain, and the rest are basic plains and islands. So
Yes, we drew Rafine's Informant. We're probably just ditching a land here. I doubt we're going to ditch Lagrella. We drew another land off the...
Yeah, so Andrew's got to draw some action here, or else he's going to be in danger of falling sorely behind.
Well, first piece of action is just going to get eaten. So this is looking like a real fast start.
All right, so Andrew has drawn a play for the turn, which is a Broker's Veteran. So not a supremely impactful play, but something that will soak up some damage and make sure he doesn't fall too far behind, because he does have a 2/4 coming down next turn.
Well, Lagrella's probably just coming down to eat him.
Yeah, so Lagrella's going to come and get in the way of the 2/1, take it away, and he'll get in for 5. So again, Andrew is short of some insanely better draw. He will be playing his 2/4 for 4 here. He has run an Inspiring Overseer, but the 2/4 is just better here. Without a trick or removal, this does stop the attacks.
We have hit another land.
So how many lands in hand for Ryan over there?
4 or 3. Okay. Lagrella and lands.
Okay, so he has a Lagrella, which is essentially a dead card, and a bunch of lands. All right, so looks hopeful for Andrew here after a bit of a rocky start with taking 8 damage. So he's drawn an Echo Inspector, which he can cast this turn. Okay, so he's taking the option here of actually gonna get some aggression going here with the Darling of the Masses. So
interesting.
Well, he puts a 2/1 into play, and then he'll also have an Inspiring Overseer to cast post-combat.
I guess, yeah.
Yeah.
Also, starting to connive is not bad.
Yeah, so I could see Ryan potentially just playing Lagrella to get the 2/4 off the board, and giving him back the Broker's Veteran.
Possibly.
He's drawn a Citizen's Crowbar for turn, which could also be of use next turn. So he's finding his way out of an early.
We're cracking this land.
Little trouble here, yeah. So he's just trying to find anything that's not a land.
Oof.
We
found a land.
Legendary. Okay.
Strong Arm.
Okay, so Strong Arm? Strong Arm can come down and put counters on the decoy and force a bad block here. Again, Ryan might just choose to cash in his Lagrella to get the 3/5 off the board. So give him back a Broker's Veteran, but get that Darling off.
No, it looks like we're just
slamming the Strong
Arm down. So Strong Arm makes these attacks really nice.
Yeah, so I was thinking that it would go on the decoy here, which basically means he's essentially has to double block it here and take 4.
Yeah.
Though future attacks won't be as good because Andrew does have the Citizen's Crowbar, the Echo Inspector, and he just drew the Backstreet Bruiser, the 3/3 Defender. So he's going to be able to defend himself pretty capably here.
Yeah.
Gets rid of a land. Likely to play the Echo Inspector.
Both players seem to just be drawing infinite lands.
Yeah, well, Andrew's connived twice, and he has another connive creature coming. Okay, so he's decided to play 2 things here. He's kept his Echo Inspector in hand. He didn't want to play another land because he potentially wants to connive it away. He has played the land.
There it is.
He might equip, but I think the 3/2 is fine here. The
Oof.
citizen. Is it more
Land.
lands? Yeah. So, like I was saying before, this might be the turn where he has to just play his other Lugrella to get this Darling of the Masses off the board. Because taking the Darling of the Masses off the board takes the unblockable and also takes power away from the citizen tokens.
Yeah, looks like that is being considered.
So
Yep,
it's
there
kind
it
of
is.
it's removing 5 power from Andrew's board, but it's giving him back 2. But
Oh, we're also putting the Rafine's Informant under it,
okay, yeah. Well,
which I like.
there's no ground attacks coming up for Andrew, so that the Rafine's Informant is just sitting there. It's better off under
Yeah.
the Lugrella to be to get him another connive and have a large creature later.
Yeah. Yeah. We still have 2 lands in hand.
Yeah, because
So next turn we get to crack.
even if Andrew lets draw removal for the strong arm, he still can't really attack past the Lugrella. So the Rafine's Informant wasn't really helping out.
No.
Okay, so Andrew's got the choice of playing a Dapper Shieldmate, which is the 2/2 with a shield counter that attacks as a 4/2, or just casting an Echo Inspector here. Echo Inspector.
I assume you just want to get your flyer started.
Yeah, so he's decided to go and attack here with the Broker's Veteran.
I definitely consider trading with the Gorilla. I don't know. Just have nothing in hand.
Yeah, getting back the Darling of the Masses is a bit of an issue, though.
Well, it no longer has free attacks.
Yeah,
because of the security bypass, but
yeah, it still gives a power boost to the rest of the board.
That's fair.
And if he trades for the Lagrella, I believe it'll stack so that he can put the shield counter on the Darling of the Masses. I'm not 100% certain of that, though, but that would be a good option if he had it.
Yeah? Because it's not a trigger, I do believe that those targets would have been in play. So I guess that...
Okay, so he's just putting on the Bruiser here.
Looting.
Yeah, so he's getting Ring of the Land here. So this also means that when he plays the Dapper Shieldmate, the Backstreet Bruiser will be able to attack because he'll have two counters in play.
We have found
More
an
lands?
unbelievable amount of lands.
Yeah.
We have a Buyer Silence now. So
Okay.
we have removal for the flyer.
Buyer Silence answers one thing, but Andrew has not only a Dapper Shieldmate, but a Sparrow's Adjudicators, which he drew off of the Connive. And now has drawn a second Sparrow's Adjudicator. So it's looking like this game might be ending quicker than any of us were thinking a couple turns ago. So this does mean he can't attack with the Backstreet Bruiser yet, but
Inspiring Overseer, that is a draw.
That is the beginning of something good usually. Casting that card is always good.
I wish I had opened any.
But we'll see if it's enough here. Yeah, I only have one to speak of, so I've been among the impoverished as well when it comes to Overseers. Yeah, so...
Backup agent, so that gets to...
Okay. So now he can present a trade with the Echo Inspector.
Yeah, there's nothing that'll make a decent block on the Adjudicators, so... I assume it's just going for the Overseer.
Yeah, and he has a second copy of Adjudicators here he can deploy if he chooses. His other possibility is to play the Dapper Shieldmate, which means the Backstreet Bruiser could attack. That would be the reason why he would choose to play the Shieldmate over the Adjudicators.
He can also just equip the Crowbar and bash with the air.
Yeah, well, yeah. Equipping it works as well to make it a 3/4. So he's just considering which of his cards, which of his spells he wants to cast this turn. Looks like it's going to be Adjudicators here.
Okay.
Or, well, he dragged it to be cast. Okay, so he settled on that. Locking once again, or locking the Overseer. And making the attack with the 4/4. So he's just going to throw his backup agent in front of it here to soak up some damage and see if he can draw out of this situation.
We have hit the mythical 40th land.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, this is we know the game works like this sometimes. Like we saw in the last round that the one of the players just could not get their fifth land in time to keep up with the opponent, and now we have the opposite where they're just drawing lands and opponent is drawing a normal combination of lands and spells.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the flyer is going away here, but that still doesn't solve the problems that are happening.
Nope.
So Andrew's going to equip here. Yep, make a 5/5. I'd be surprised if he doesn't cast the Shield Mate so that he could attack with the Bruiser as well.
Yeah.
He's had that option for a couple turns, so I assume he's gonna take that opportunity now. He drew an Inspiring Overseer for turn, which is always good, but this is better because it enables an extra attack. And he's just sending in with the 1/1s here because...
I mean, if we eat those, we're dead.
Yeah.
Looks like we're eating one and hoping to connive into something amazing.
Yeah, now the Darling comes back, which 3 of the creatures in play are citizens, so...
Well, Speakeasy Server is not a land, so...
It's a gain 2. Is that enough, though?
Nah, not really.
No, there's like many, many lethal creatures here.
Well, gaining 2, there'd be no lethal creatures, but...
So, unless he has like a Depopulate or something of that nature.
Nope. We found another land.
Actually, the Depopulate would not even do it. There's 2 creatures with shield counters, so... yeah, that's just the flooding. I think that was, he drew about 12 lands or 13 lands?
Something like that.
Yeah, because he sacked a couple of them. He connived away a land, I think.
When your turn 5 play is cracking a land, it's not good.
Yeah, that is not great. So getting a look at Andrew's deck here. He's a heavy white-blue deck. He's splashing for a few green cards. It looks like Ryan's the other way around. He's a white-green deck, looks like, with splashing for blue cards. From what we can tell in that game, I guess, when you see his deck, so you're seeing it better.
He's got a lot of the just 3-color ones. We're not looking at the sideboard right now. He did have the Depopulate, I saw.
Okay, so he does have a Depopulate. Okay. So, but unfortunately, Depopulate was not even out there because of the shield counters.
No, it was not.
Yeah. So Andrew just has... He has about 6 or 7 green cards in his deck, and the rest are blue. He has impressively 3 copies of Inspiring Overseer. It's the holy trinity there. So it looks like he's siding out his Halo Fountain, which that card can be a bit too cute, especially if you're behind. It's pretty woeful. So he's bringing
15 creatures for the victory? Easy peasy.
Yeah, so he's bringing in a kill shot instead. Just I guess he saw threats there that he wants to take out. His deck doesn't look that defensive, but a kill shot is will almost always find a use.
Yeah, it looks like blue is the splash here. We've got 3 Ligrellas, one of the duelists, educators, and a regulator. That's it for blue.
Okay. So, so Andrew's doing the similar thing, but different splash color. But they're both in the Broker's realm, which has proved itself to be probably the most powerful of the families in gameplay. So, looks like Andrew's going to be taking a mulligan here with 2 green cards and 5 lands, none of which produce green. So,
we have kept. We only have a 2-lander, but we do have a backup agent that we can cast.
Yeah, so Andrew has a 1 and 3 drop here, and he does need to draw into his blue to cast his Echo Inspector, but he has this Lunarch Veteran, if you remember this one from Midnight Hunt, that gains a life whenever you hit a creature coming in, and then on the back side, the Disturb side, you gain a life whenever your creatures leave. Alright, so he's drawn an island here, so he's got his next few turns set up. He doesn't have a 2-drop. But he has a Mage's Attendant next turn, which is the 3/2 that makes a 1/1 that could be a little counterspell wizard.
We went land, so we're doing okay. We could use a blue source still. But Next turn, we've got a choice between a Dapper Shieldmate or blitzing a Strong Arm. And right now,
Yes.
we've got For the Family up.
Yeah. So Andrew's draws have been nice here. Drawing his island so he can cast his Echo Inspector next turn. Now he's drawn a Run Out of Town, so a piece of interaction. So it looks like he's undoing he's undoing his mulligan with these strong draws, or at least mitigating the mulligan.
Ooh, we drew a new option this turn, the Virtuoso, which can get scary with the Strong Arm and For the Family.
Yeah, that Virtuoso,
sure.
That one is responsible for some surprise wins sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so, yeah, Ryan's just choosing to cast his Dapper Shield and use all of his mana. That will be a bit of an issue here for Andrew. He doesn't really readily have an answer. He has a Run Out of Town, but... so Andrew can either cast his Echo Inspector here, or he could play his Inspiring Overseer and leave up the Wizard activation from his token. Looks like he's considering just playing the Echo Inspector. So he has a kill shot that he's probably okay with discarding. He could also discard the land he just drew.
How many lands does he have?
He has one.
There's the kill shot.
Yeah, that's the kill shot that he sideboarded in and promptly discarded to connive. Yeah, so he has a tap land in hand, and then he has Inspiring Overseer and the Run Out of Town. So for a mulligan, he's doing pretty well here.
We drew second Ligrella, which isn't great without the blue source still.
Well, yeah, drawing an uncastable is pretty bad. Let's see what he decides to do. You said he could cast the Illuminator, right?
Yeah. He can do Illuminator, leaving up For the Family, or he can blitz out a Strong Arm.
He might just have to blitz out the Strong Arm here. I mean, putting counters on the Dapper Shieldmate is pretty good.
Yeah.
Like, having it be a 6/4, okay, he's
I mean, you got a 1/1 to trade for the counter to start with, but...
Yeah, he's not in desperation mode yet, so he's not going to blitz the Strong Arm just yet.
I feel like he'd rather have the counters on the first or the double striker.
Yeah, that makes sense. But I mean, if he absolutely decided he needed a land, blitzing that and putting the counters on the Shieldmate is not a bad option.
He can also, For the Family, the Virtuoso to connive.
Well, he'd rather do that in combat, but...
No? You don't have to.
Yeah, but I think you'd rather...
I'm saying if he was desperate. Yeah. If he was desperate, I'm saying that.
So... Okay, so I'm just going to main phase this Run Out of Town here.
Okay.
He doesn't really want to have to deal with that as an attacker, because...
I don't know if we want to draw this next turn.
I can't imagine he would want to draw it. Based on his needs.
Yeah.
Yeah, so he's come to the conclusion that he'd rather have a random card than...
I think he'd have rather drawn that than the third Ligrella.
Oh! Well, that was a very small percentage chance there of drawing like
running
Ligrellas. Yeah. Like, the running Ligrellas, that's rather brutal. Yeah, so this Illuminator Virtuoso is now presenting a bit of an issue here. So Andrew has an Ominous Parcel in hand. If he draws an untapped mana, I figure he'll just play the Parcel and get rid of this Virtuoso before it can get even bigger.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, so he's soaking up 6 damage here with his Wizard token.
Forest, so
okay, so
not what we're looking for.
He didn't draw the untapped land to kill the Virtuoso on the spot. He drew a Strong Arm, so he could just play the Strong Arm and load up more counters on his flying creature.
Mm-hmm.
His other option is to play Overseer, see what he draws, and then play Parcel, and then kill the Illuminator next turn, potentially. with the parcel, but that won't work if Ryan leaves up his for the family.
Yeah. Conniving away one of these Ligrellas is going to be very tempting soon.
Well, I think it's probably mandatory at this point. All right, so he's decided to blitz his strong arm here, just to have. Okay, so he put the counters on the.
Oh, they're racing.
Yeah.
Because I guess they're just leaving back the 1/1 to chump.
Yeah, because the woman can come back as a creature, so it's he's not throwing away a whole card's worth of value there just to not take damage. He doesn't want to like put real creatures in the way of the Virtuoso. Like he put his wizard token, he put his 1/1 here that can come back. But Andrew actually off the blitz trigger drew a Celestial Regulator, which can keep that Virtuoso tapped down. So that will be very, very helpful.
If we had drawn untapped blue source, we could have.
Yeah, this Cabaret Courtyard doesn't even get blue, so it's.
Yeah, no.
Yeah, this is.
But we could have gotten in for, I think, 12 damage there. That'd have been fun.
Yeah, so this regulator here is going to make it very difficult for Ryan to come back here.
I think you just kind of have to pop I don't know.
I mean, he needs depopulate here, right? There's nothing really else he can have.
That's what I'm saying. Like I think you pop the For the Family just to connive.
He could untap and do that because he'll still have the mana to cast it, but that's his one.
Adjudicators, which is too late, I think.
Just hopefully he realizes that he can. Okay.
Yeah, he gets the Ligrella here. But
right, he can Ligrella, take away the 3/4 flyer, but he's still dead.
Yeah.
He can take away the 5/4. Yeah, there's no combination of. Yeah, this unfortunately doesn't work. Because also the Ominous Parcel's on board, so.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like we didn't really.
He's just shoving the.
Well, this just means that if he Ominous Parcels the Ligrella, Ryan still has a blocker.
Well, I mean, it's still just.
But he's still dead.
Like it's just the 2/3 in the air and the 1/1 that he can't block.
Yeah, so unfortunately, we didn't really get to see Ryan's deck really operate at.
No. I'm worried. I'm curious what the next card is. If he had connived, if he had hit the depopulate,
because his record is quite good. So his deck has been having a lot of success. But unfortunately, we had the massive flooding, and now here the drawing running Ligrellos, which is just massively, massively,
especially when you don't have the blue to cast it.
Yeah, just combination of like what's the worst possible draw in the deck. Well, how about more Ligrellas that you
3 of them
cast? Yeah. So. Unfortunate there, but congratulations to Andrew for the win. And we'll be back a bit later for a death match in about an hour from now.